tried it once, then he blew it, and he's done with the confession. See, he never saw himself living off faith. His grandma was a real one, the rest are all fake. If God coming soon, then he guess he must be late. Why when he always prayed, Jesus never changed his fate. I told him God is still sovereign, he sees all your problems. He justly gonna judge all the world as a father. As Christians we need grace, deny ourselves daily. Come and open his word, cause this is what he told me. When you're mounted with your problems and your debt, you can't count it. All you see is everything you lack. They change the definition of a fact. When they doubting and they ask, is he ever coming back? Tell him light speed. Light speed. He got that light speed. Light speed. He's coming back with the light speed. Tell him light speed. Light speed. He got that light speed. He's coming back with the light. She said I'm tired. Gave this man everything I had. Tried to grow this boy to a man and a man to a dad. But he seems glad. All his money go to fads, and if I try to call him out, he's always yelling and he's mad. Paint a perfect picture, we be catching sun on a Sunday, holding hands together as we taxi down the runway. Contemplating leaving, hope he change quick one day. Pack my bags, grab the kids, he say. Nah, I said, listen, I ain't gonna sit here and pretend that I can fix it all with a magic stroke of a pen. But turn from your sin and pray for him daily. God will mend your heart, cause this is what he told me. When you're mounted with your problems and your debt, you can't count it. All you see is everything you lack. They change the definition of a fact. When they doubting and they ask, is he ever coming back? Tell him light speed. Light speed. He got that light speed. Light speed. He's coming back with the light speed. Tell him light speed. Light speed. He got that light speed. He's coming back with the light speed. He's coming back, y'all. Yeah. He's coming back, y'all. What? He's coming back, y'all. Hey. He's coming back, y'all. What? He's coming back, y'all. With the light speed. How you doing, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Genesis. I'm with Crossing It Records. We are the finest of art. Check it out. We so classy. We so classy. We so classy. First time to do the gospel, we real quick. We fine, fantastic, yeah. We so classy. We so classy. We so classy. When it's time to do the gospel, we
What's up, selectors? Selectors. It's your boy Select Screen in the building, man. It is time to do another awesome reaction video. Hopefully wrestling stays with the channel. This one has been a long time coming. So wrestling, we really, really appreciate you. Matter of fact, already give me my camera. Wrestling, listen to me, man. We appreciate you so much. Thanks for being such an awesome selector. We want to dedicate this review to you. Obviously, it's going to be true and real to how we feel about the movie, but we want to say thank you for being such a long-time selector. So thank you so much, man. Really appreciate you. So, with that being said, selectors, Wrestling says, yo, he says, yo, thanks. Honestly, I couldn't be happier. I love college. Like, I can categorically tell you I made friends that I think will be my friends for a long time. That's what's up, man. Guys, like I said, Purple Rain, Wrestling God Streams, who is in the chat on our YouTube, requested this one. And we're going to get into this review. We're going to get into this review very soon. Check us out at linktr.ee/select screen. That's 5electt 5CREEN. We're on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Cash App, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. You can find all of that again at the link tree down below right there. Just type that in. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Helps the channel so much. Please do that. Like, subscribe, hit the bell. Even if we don't agree on things, do that for me. All right. So, man, shout out to Genesis. Your boy's been putting in music work too. So that's what you're hearing now. All right. So with that being said, I'm ready. Wrestling's ready. Let's go. All right. So wrestling asks, when is your next streaming on Twitch? You know, normally we try to stream on Twitch on Fridays. But I thought on this one we would do this one on YouTube because I love to put a lot of the reviews and stuff on our YouTube. But we'll be back on Twitch very soon. As a matter of fact, this will be on it'll be on Twitch. This will be on Twitch a little bit later, as well as we're going to be doing a tutorial video on how to upgrade. Matter of fact, I'll give you guys a little insider knowledge. We're going to put this bad boy in here. This is a 1 terabyte NVMe SSD gaming drive into our PS5. So we're going to do a tutorial, and I'm thinking we may do that on Twitch. So that would be kind of cool. That might happen after this stream. We'll see. It depends on Micah Muffin. So we'll see how that goes. All right. So there we go. I've given all of the time that I need. What I need to know from you, wrestling, in the comments is, how do you want me to review this movie? And when we're talking about Purple Rain, what I mean by that is how you look at this movie really determines if you like this movie or not. Okay. And so the way we normally do our reviews is, you know, we give some positives, or we give some negatives, then we give some positives. I'm going to do this one a little bit differently. We're going to review this movie basically twice. Okay. So I'm going to start out by reviewing the movie from a purely music video standpoint. And I'm going to tell you why in just a moment. Wrestling says, you know, if you review this, you got to review the sequel, Graffiti Bridge. I have 3 stages. Well, we're going to be changing the way we do selector reviews going forward as well. So we'll talk about that a little more after I do DJs. But stay tuned for that. Oh, I've got one more surprise for you guys before we move on. Our merch store is up. Our merch store is up right now. It is streamlabs.com/select screen 3/merch, which I don't know why I can't change that. The plan is to get that changed. I'm going to drop it in the chat. For now, it's also in the description of the video, but you can now get your own I Am a Selector t-shirt and show off that, man, you're a selector. I think it's pretty cool. I also designed it, but this is what the store looks like. You can get now, you know, fall's coming, so we got a long sleeve and a hoodie. We also have a regular t-shirt, and then we have a ladies tank top. We had a men's tank top, but that got discontinued. So you can grab those again, streamlabs.com/select screen 3/merch. We'll eventually get that up on the link tree as well. All right. Okay. So again, going back to our review, let's look at what wrestling said. You know, if you review this, you got to review the Graffiti Bridge. Alexa, stop. Sorry if that set off anyone's device. I have 3 stages. I'd like you to review the soundtrack as well, if okay. We can talk about that, man. We can talk about that. So full disclaimer. I'm a huge, amazingly large Michael Jackson fan. Wrestling, I think that ships everywhere. I think you can get that in the UK as well. I'm a huge Michael Jackson fan, and growing up as a kid, I just had this thing in my mind where there's all these rivalries. I'm a former basketball player, and rivalries are really big in my mind. And so for me, you either liked Prince or you liked Michael Jackson. Prince or Michael Jackson. Same thing with Mariah Carey and Whitney Houston. You liked one, you didn't like the other. Fresh Prince or Sister. You liked one and you didn't like the other. That's just how I thought in my mind. I don't know why. The rivalry was all in my head. So let me say that as a disclaimer. So, historically, I have not listened to a lot of or cared for Prince. I didn't get it. I didn't understand it. And as I grew older, I have more of an appreciation for Prince now than I did as a kid, right? Because I understand, as an artist myself, Prince was an amazing, amazing artist. Wrestling says, I love Prince like he's my idol. You know my feelings about Prince compared to Michael Jackson. Now, so with that being said, the way wrestling feels about Michael Jackson is the same way I felt about Prince. I've never really liked Prince. Let's get right to it, like I said in this review, or how we're going to review it. As a music video only, as an extended music video, this movie, for me, gets a C. It's a C. Reason being is this movie came out in 1984, and it's the story of the kid who is Prince, several other characters, and yeah, it's a giant music video. But from a music video standpoint, the creative choices make a little more sense, and that's why I gave it a C on that. I've got plenty of notes on this. I took tons of notes. And again, it's the kid versus Morris Day, who plays himself. And they're basically in this club trying to, the kid's basically trying to make it in the business, right? His love interest, her name is, what is her name? So he has a love interest who you see in the photo here, and she wants to basically make it, and the best way she can do it is making it through this club. There's a club owner, Prince's parents are in it, and let's just go through my notes. As a movie, listen to me when I say this, wrestling. As a movie, I hated this movie. As a movie, I did not like this movie at all. I didn't like it at all. And here's why. It's not because of Prince. Prince is Prince in this movie, right? He plays the kid. I blame the director and the editor of this movie. There are so many things in this movie that just absolutely make zero sense to me. And here's what I'm talking about, okay? It's so random. And here's what I mean. Apollina, yes. It's so random, and the acting is really rough, even for 1984. So when we look at a movie like, I know it was a little later in the 90s, but we did White Men Can't Jump, right? The acting in there is top notch. Now, Prince, this is his first motion picture. I can forgive some of that, okay? Wrestling hit a very great point. He's a very selfish person in the movie, in my opinion. He is. And that's, I appreciate, let me talk about the good things about the movie first. I do appreciate that Prince was transparent. I can appreciate that. This is basically an autobiographical, I think is how you say the word, movie. That's just heightened, right? It's one of those like, here it is from Prince's point of view. But the issue again with the movie isn't so much Prince as much as it is the editing. Randomness. I could not figure out what was going on from the jump. One time he's in the club, he's telling us, they're telling us visually, all right, they're setting the scene. This is Prince, he's doing a song, which the music, of course, is good music. It's Prince, right? But then that's intercut with Prince, as you see over here, on this purple bike. And my man is on this purple bike for most of the movie. I mean, just scenes thrown in of him just riding the motorcycle. I'm like, can we get to the story? I don't want to see this man travel everywhere. It was so poorly edited. So Maria, okay, Morris Day wants Prince out of the club, right? But this is how Morris Day, if you don't know, is a real singer. He was good friends with Prince, and he's portrayed as the villain of the movie. And there is a scene where Morris Day literally has his bodyguard throw a woman in a trash barrel. Not just a barrel, but like the big, huge trash can. And I was just like, I know this is the 80s, but this is not good. Like, it's not good. So then we cut to a scene where the kid, Prince, there's just randomly, like, he's randomly hitting Prince's mom. And I was like, whoa, what's going on? Like, now we're in spousal abuse. Like, whoa, what's going on? Random dialogue. And things are just happening, but there's no explanation. And when I talk about what I didn't like about the movie the most, again, is the editing. There are scenes where, okay, Prince gets smacked in the process of trying to protect his mom, right? Smacked right in the eye. He should have some kind of bruise. We should sit on that moment and feel for him, because I want to feel for him in this movie. All of a sudden, we cut to he's back in the club and he's performing. There's no like jumping back and forth in the timeline. It's just him back, no scars, no bruises, no nut. He's just back up there singing, and I'm going, where are we? Help me. Wrestling says, let me jump back because this is good. On my way to vacation, I watched this on my phone. Okay, that's what's up. But he changed over time in real life and in this mead. See, that's the important thing. And that's what I'm going to get to, is that if this movie is important to you, like wrestling, and it does something for you, that's what's important. That's what's important. My review is just my feelings on it. So let's talk about some more things that were just strange choices. If you guys have seen Chappelle's Show, you probably know about Lake Minnetonka. Okay, I gotta give a warning in this movie. It's Prince, so it's very sexual. Nudity in this movie specifically, and he tells this girl who's again trying to get into the club scene and all of this stuff that she has to wash herself in Lake Minnetonka. They're at this lake, and she has to cleanse herself in Lake Minnetonka. So she takes her clothes off and jumps in the lake. And he's like, no, stop, don't do it. Don't do it. Well, she gets out and she's like, all right, I did it. Am I in the crew? Am I in the club? And he's like, that wasn't Lake Minnetonka. And then give me my camera. Selectors, we cut from that scene back to the club. We never find out what Lake Minnetonka is, what he meant. Was it a sexual joke? Was it a real lake? Was it an initiation process? What was it? We have no stinking idea. It just happens. The movie, at that point in the movie, I was like, okay, I don't know what we're going to do here. He randomly jumps on his bike after that and leaves her at the lake. And I'm like, what is going on? Now, my biggest problem with this movie is it has random humor in it. So Morrissey Day and his bodyguard, they go back and forth with like a who's on first kind of joke. It's the what joke. What? The key word is what? What? Yeah, that's what I said. What? It's that kind of humor interjected in with men just hitting women. And I'm going, what is going on in this movie? Now, what I found very confusing to me was after all this, he falls in love with the girl and she sees that he likes this guitar. Okay? And with this guitar, she buys it for him, says she really cares about him, but she's going to join Morris Day. And he's like, thank you. And as soon as she says she's going to join him, he hauls off and just smacks her. And they break up. And he can't understand why she would break up with him. I don't understand. Bro, you hit her. You hit her in the face. Of course she's going to break up with you. I don't understand. Wrestling says, to me, Prince has made me comfortable with my fashion choices. That might sound stupid, but that's why I like this movie. Now, that's what I found cool with this movie, is that we got a little more context, and I wish the movie would have leaned more into his relationship with his father. If the abuse thing was what he was trying to portray, they could have leaned into that more. If the reason that he hit her was to say that domestic violence can be basically passed down, that's a huge statement. And you want to lean into that. You don't want that to be just a small subplot. You see what I'm saying? Now, I did like, as Wrestling was kind of saying, you understand more why he wore the clothes that he did, why he's called Prince, because his father, that was his stage name. His father wore the roughly outfits and stuff like that. So, I think that's a good reason, Wrestling. I think that's a good reason for liking fashion choices, because no matter how you slice it, Prince was an icon in that area. Absolutely an icon. So I definitely agree with you on that. Then we get to the Nicki song. Okay. And this song is a dirty song. There's a graphic sex scene in it. And even the club owner is confused in the show. He's like, what was that? What's going on? And I'm like, so if the characters in the story are super confused, so is the audience. I was just confused the whole movie. But again, let me end with a positive. Wrestling, I understand why you like the movie. I definitely understand why you like the movie. This was definitely from the mind of Prince, and it's very artistic. I love the artistry and the things that he was trying to do. I just wish he had a better editor. Donald Thorne was the director of photography here, and I just wish they would have. I wish they would have given him a top notch, like Steven Spielberg at the time or something like that, to edit and really bring Prince's vision to the forefront. That would have, for me, that would have brought the movie home, and it would have just connected it better, if that makes sense. So that was some of my thoughts. Nikki Resick says, really, Nikki really gets him going. Hey, that's what's up. I get it. It's an 80s movie. And again, what can you say? It's an 80s movie. I appreciate wrestling asking us to check this out, because maybe I don't love movies, but I love a certain movie, but you guys do. You want to hear my thoughts on it. I appreciate you guys for checking it out. Wrestling, thank you for not unsubscribing and going, oh, he hates my movie, It's just a difference of an opinion, and I think we can have, I think this is a great time to bring up, we can have a difference of opinion and still be civil, and I really love that we can do that, wrestling. So thank you very much for entertaining me on that. With that, anything else you want to say, man? Wrestling says, did you know Purple Rain was 8 minutes long? Oh, can I ask you something, wrestling, that maybe you can help define for me? What, I guess one of the most disheartening things about the movie for me, and it might just come, all of this might come from me not understanding Prince. That's why I said everything I said before. When you say that the Purple Rain was original, the song was it was 8 minutes long. What does the song actually mean? Because, spoilers, it seems as if Purple Rain is, in this context, being used to describe his father, who eventually shoots himself, and describing his pain, right? And all he wanted to do is see his father in the purple rain. When I did research on this, Prince said it was about the end of the world. His co-writer was talking about how it was just a straight up love song. I don't know what Purple Rain actually means, and I'm even more confused after watching the movie. As a song, it's a beautiful song, right? It's a great song. I would say it's probably, of all Prince's songs, I'm not your lover, I'm not your friend. No, I think I Would Die For You is probably my favorite song. I would die for you. That's probably my favorite song of his. But Purple Rain's obviously a great song. Please, I'm clipping that, but please don't share that clip. Have me singing the song. But what does Purple Rain mean? What is the song about? We're going to end on that. I want to know what wrestling thinks. I know we got a little bit of lag between this going out and him responding. In the meantime, I'm going to tell you guys how to find us. Again, if you like more reviews just like this or gaming content, definitely check us out at linktr.ee/select screen, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Cash App, Apple Music, and Spotify. Wrestling says, to me, Purple Rain reminded me of when Charlie was mentally in a bad way and me trying to help him. See, that's what's cool. That's what's cool about music, is that it related to you and it had a purpose and it meant something to you. I absolutely love that and think that that's what music is for. It's very healing. It's very freeing. And ultimately, I think that's what Prince found in it too. He found some type of way to cope with the terrible things that apparently happened in his life. So, Wrestling says, I'm pretty sure it was about him trying to right his wrongs. That makes sense. And like you said, it seems like he grew as a person. After making this movie, he even grew as a person, which is great. Which is really great. So, selectors, that's about it. Mike Muffin's waving at me like, come on, Dad. It's time to do something else. So be on the lookout. Again, check us out on Twitch. Hopefully later today when we're assembling the storage, the expanded storage in the PS5 as a tutorial. Shout out to Wrestling God Streams on YouTube. Really appreciate you again, man. Thank you so much for joining me today. Thanks for being such an awesome selector. Check out the merch, guys. Again, link in the description. And definitely, again, you can always subscribe through Streamlabs to help support the channel as well. All right. Be kind to one another, even if you don't agree. Be kind to one another. Remember to choose your destiny. Thanks again, wrestling. I'm out.